He's one of those rare people who can really straddle the scientific, the social, and the policy aspects of everything we do.
Irv was the right man at the right moment for us to give us the permanence, credibility, and science. Now I think the Department of Agriculture and the Agricultural Research Service realize we are major contributors to the welfare and science of this country.
It turns people's thoughts to how will my work eventually translate into public health policy, whether it's dietary reference intake values or whether it's dietary guidelines or specific guidelines for chronic diseases of aging.
I think one of the most important things that Irv Rosenberg taught me as a mentee and even to this day as one of his long-standing colleagues was how to peel an onion. To pursue a research question until one obtains an answer, but to not be satisfied with that level of understanding. Instead, to peel back that layer of insight in order to obtain a much deeper and much more meaningful understanding of the phenomena. And upon obtaining that level of understanding, to peel off yet another layer, and another, and another, until one achieves what is truly an in-depth understanding of a biological process. And perhaps best of all, to have lots of fun peeling off all those layers of the onion.
Irv as a scientist is this wonderful blend of creativity, rigor, and dedication. Take, for example, his work in the B vitamins, folate, homocysteine, B12. As far back as 1966, Irv was publishing studies on cholera patients and their B12 levels. And I would argue that Irv, in collaboration with his colleagues such as Jakob Selab, made the HNRCA the epicenter of knowledge of B vitamins and healthy aging.
So Irv had a huge impact on my career personally. He created the Energy Metabolism Lab. I was a postdoc in physiology, and at some point he decided we needed an Energy Metabolism Lab, and he appointed me to direct that.
Irv's impact isn't just in his original field of vitamin B research, but beyond that he expanded into the relationship of folate metabolism and mental function, for example. He created my field, sarcopenia.
He has had a significant impact actually on my career, and I think in creating a whole new area of research at the center, which is nutritional immunology.
And what's so remarkable about Irv is he's had many other roles, administrative roles, editorial roles, but throughout that he has always been a scientist and continues to be so to this day. For example, even in the last year, Irv was on the team that published a seminal paper on B12 levels globally and how we still have a lot to do in the area of B12.
Irv was always such a great person to talk to about science. You could see him in the corridor and lob an idea at him and he'd be ready to sit down and talk about that.
There's not really a name for a conventional name for Irv's leadership style, but I would say that the first thing that comes to my mind is visionary.
And I talked to his longtime admin at the time, Cindy, and I said, well, I need, this form and that form and this kind of thing. She said, he's a big picture man. This isn't the kind of thing he's going to do, but I can do it.
Over the years, I've gotten to know many, if not most, of Irv's former trainees, and I would say almost to a person. In passing conversation, at some point, every one of those trainees has remarked to me, I always felt a little guilty because I got most of Irv's attention. I got the most nurturing. I got the most skilled guidance from this remarkable leader.
He fostered and promoted a sense of community and made you feel like you belonged at no matter what level you were at, whether you were a research assistant, a staff assistant, worked in the Corps as a scientist, a director of a program. He had a way of bringing us together that didn't always necessarily focus or center around, our scientific work or what we were doing that day.
Everywhere he went and put his hand, he had his influence. And I think that's what the greatness of a person. It's not just one thing, but every place that he put his hand on, there was it has increased to a higher level.